grateful to him, Minister Ragland, for taking the time to call in several times and bring us the events of the day. But making her way to the studio is actually the organizer, Evangelist Line Yell. She'll be coming in any second, and she's going to kind of give us a overview and a recap of the events. And we're thankful to her. I know she's going to probably be winded because she's between praying and organizing. She's been running nonstop. I know, because every time I call her, I have to like get in line, and I understand that. But we're grateful to her, and again, all of those that have participated in today. And we want you to know, you keep your boots laced and be ready to go because this is not the end. This is just another rallying cry. We have religious leaders in the area, for instance, and we have businesses, and and we have educators, and so many people that are just concerned. And again, a lot of times the lay people, if you will, they want to get involved, they want to do more, but they don't necessarily know exactly what to do. So I'm going to go ahead and finish putting this song, and the next voice you'll hear along with mine is Evangelist Lionel.
From Gospel 88.7 FM and 100.3 FM WEHA. WEHA is a Stellar Award candidate for the Small Market Radio Station of the Year. To vote for this station, visit wehavegospel.com/vote. You can also cast your vote from the We Have Gospel app or official Facebook page. Ready? Go.
Check it out, y'all.
There've been times in my life
I'm tired and I wanna give up.
I've been wondering why.
Why's the world getting so crazy?
Still somehow I believe
Come too far to die now.
always survive.
If you're a survivor, get up. Let's get it.
Don't cry now. Go ahead and get out of my system. I'm hurt now. Soon I gotta get back to living. Can't be here next year. Giving you these things. You enjoyed it. This is the last one. You take a piece of me.
Check it out, y'all.
Right now. I don't know how I'm gonna get through it. I'm broke right now. I pray somehow, 'cause I can't do it.
Ain't got no money.
Can't keep it like this.
I've been
Gotta be more than this. 'Cause I'm ready.
Ready, Jesus.
Ready for what you have for me.
Listen,
so
you ready for
Your miracle.
God's people? It's time
you're
now.
right. I had to go
Let's
over
get
there
it. Let's
with
get it.
You can't mess with my mind anymore.
You gotta know.
I'm smart as say I've been here before. It's a new day, I'm not afraid anymore.
Yes, I believe if you believe. Yes. I'm a child of the king, baby. Look at somebody and tell them. And the band plays. Let's go.
I look back now. I look at how you tried to break me.
Tried to break me.
Take my life, my peace of mind, and drive me crazy.
Ladies.
My self-esteem, my dreams, my destiny. So God allowed,
God allowed it.
'cause He knew He had big plans for me.
Hallelujah.
It's Your grace. I know today is how I made it.
Thank you, Jesus.
I thought that it was over.
Lord have mercy. You ready for
Your miracle.
God's people? It's time now. Let's get it. Let's get it. This is it.
Can't mess with my mind anymore.
Hallelujah.
I'm smart as see I've been here before.
You don't know me.
It's a new day, I'm not afraid anymore.
This is a new day. Yes, I believe if you believe. Everybody that's been holding you down, look at them and tell them. I feel my help coming on right now, y'all. Let it breathe.
You think that maybe it's over.
Your life ain't over.
Not unless you want it to.
Not unless you want it to be.
Your miracle.
Turn my mic up real quick. This is it, y'all. This is it, y'all. You've been waiting and debating. Here it is, y'all. finances, your future, where you can't even sleep at night. I speak against depression and fear, every attack from the enemy. This is your day, the Lord made it, baby. God has set you free. Come on.
Can't mess with my mind anymore.
Can't mess with my mind.
I'm smart and see I've been here
See, I'm
before.
smarter this time.
It's a new day, I'm not afraid anymore.
I want to hear y'all sing this with your boy. Everybody say, come on.
Can't mess with my mind anymore.
I've been through this before.
Smart and see I've been here
I can make it out again, y'all.
It's a new day, I'm not afraid anymore.
Yes, I believe. Do you believe it? Do you believe it?
Oh,
You ready? Yeah. You ready?
all right, that was Kirk Franklin with Declaration. This is it. That's right. And you know something, that's a perfect song to go into this segment. We've been with you all afternoon talking about the march in Pleasantville and the relevance of that and what that's been all about. And it's been igniting, if you will. It's been inspiring, and it's just been about invoking change and a rally cry of sorts to just let us know that we need to all come together, that we can't do it alone. There's no one set group of one set particular person that can do everything. Under the auspices of God, we need each other. And we have the organizer of all of this today. You heard from Minister Christian Ragland earlier. He kind of brought our play-by-play and brought different people and their different perspectives on the march, and very successful march, I should add. But we have the actual organizer of it today in the studio. She's WEHA's own I Just Need a Prayer host, Lanyelle, Evangelist Lanyelle. And I know she's tired. I know she's probably drained because this has been emotional, to say the least. And but she's here, and I thank God for her, coming directly from the rally to over here to the station to do what she does. And we just want to talk to her. First of all, God bless you, Evangelist.
God bless you, Dee.
Thank you so much for everything that you've exuded and letting the Lord use you. This is what you do anyway. And unfortunately, and I want you to chime in, of course, and but I'm just setting it up. Oftentimes when you pray, we're not always praying for the events of that day, but you pray for the events to come
Right.
that are the ones that are not seen,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
This particular act, and then I want you to definitely kind of give us some commentary on, the march and all of that. But this particular act where a 10-year-old boy has lost his life, you have people in the stands and people in the schools and areas who literally might not be the same again. What does this do to you as a prayer warrior? And I'm just bringing it right here. What does that do to you as a prayer warrior in terms of your faith, your resolve, even your call and your commitment? Speak on that a little bit.
Well, first and foremost, as a prayer warrior, it makes me very out of sort, can I say? I've always said that being a prayer warrior, or let me just say being a person that prays, okay? We must become more visible and effective and live the life of the assignment that God has for us. But this right here, I was just talking to the pastor at Salvation Army, that is a part of Salvation Army. He was at the march with the hot chocolate and stuff. And I said to him, I said, wow. I said, he said to me, he said, I really thought that the young man was going to pull through. And I said to him, I said, I really did too. I said, all because they wanted to see this young man pull through. So I'm praying and I'm crying out to God, Lord, please bring this baby home, bring him back to his normal state. I'm praying on TV, I'm praying everywhere, asking God to change the situation. So what happens is the situation, it did change, but it didn't change the way that we were praying. And so oftentimes we pray and we expect that what we pray will happen. But the Father is the creator of life and death. And as a warrior, we just have to be on our assignment to accept his will. To accept his will. And I would say, God, a 10-year-old baby who was just there having fun. And so the Lord would say, I have a better assignment for his life, even unto death. I heard God say that, D. He said, this young man will be able, even unto death, his life will be able to bring nations and people together that were going through trauma, or even young people that was inquisitive about drugs, inquisitive about different types of life, that would want them to be out in the streets and pop guns and pop bullets and stuff like that. So what happens here is his life is speaking now more than ever. He spoke when he was alive, but his life is speaking now. Do you know, D, I got to tell you this. One of the young men that was at the field, this young man is normally carrying guns.
Wow.
Do you know that he was on the field when all of that stuff happened, running for his life? Do you know?
And he had a gun.
And he had a gun, a young boy. Do you know what he said? I got to put this down.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
I got to put this down. And the very next day, he went and did something to better his life. He said, this ain't for me.
Wow.
So it took the life of Micah
Sure.
to change. If it just changed one person,
That's right.
it accomplished a lot.
That's right. That's right.
But I'm praying that not just Micah and those that were there, that parents will be more resolved and get involved with their children and different things like that, that we become more proactive with what's going on in our society. Because that's what prayer does.
That's right.
You're not just praying for the church people. You're not just praying for your family. A real prayer warrior steps in the gap no matter what it is.
Amen. Well said. I'm glad that you're here because what we get out of this, and we don't want this moment to be lost. The raw emotion that is needed, because a lot of times people come from a superficial place. You know, they just hear the chant, and they get on board with the chant, but they don't really understand the deep meaning of the chant, or even the march. And it's good that they participate, but when you have that raw emotion like you're exuding right now, for instance, it kind of spurns a more call to action, if you will. It kind of lets you know that beyond today,
A movement has to keep going.
movement has to keep going. And to your point, we were saying earlier that as unfortunate of a circumstance as it is, the fortunate thing, we know that so many movements are birthed out of tragedy. And it's unfortunate because no one wants to be, for lack of a better word, the martyr, if you will. You know what I mean? The Martin Luther Kings and people of that day, and even martyrs in the Bible, people don't necessarily want to be tagged with that, but we understand that great movements have been birthed out of tragedy. And like you said earlier, even with young Micah, his name and his legacy, unfortunate as the circumstance is going to be the change agent. It's going to hopefully evoke change and have the conversation for change, and maybe spurn people to action for change, less it could be said it was for naught, and we don't believe that.
No, it wasn't for naught. His life is speaking.
I believe that.
His life is speaking. I want to stop for a minute and just, if you'll allow me for a minute.
Absolutely.
I have something on my heart and I need to release it.
Please.
I need God to go to Mainland Hospital right now for a man that was walking from the march who passed out.
Jesus.
And they believe he had a heart attack. I decree and I declare that God's will be done.
Yes.
And I pray for his family. I pray for all of them that were around, the police officers and those that were working on him. Father God, I ask that you would dispatch your angels now in the name of Jesus. And where the body seemed lifeless, I ask that if it be your will, you bring life, breathe life back into that man's body. In the name of Jesus, God. And I pray now that situations will change, movements will happen and arise, and people will take their rightful place on assignment to do their earthly duty. And I decree and I declare that no flesh get the glory, but you arise in every occasion. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. I had to release that.
Sure,
It was on
absolutely.
me. It was on me.
Well, absolutely, and that's what it's all about. Again, that's why people, and I know this comes from a selfless place when it comes down to you, but it's noted that this is what we do.
This is what we do.
This is what this station is all about, and people that represent this station like yourself, you know what I mean. A lot of times things could be so commercialized, and I get to the end of my wits because I know what this station was founded upon, in the principles and the cause of Christ. You know, and we're to pray for our brother. We, you know, I mean, you know, it's in the most inopportune times that we should be doing the most praying when it's, you know, in season, out of season. You know what I mean?
And not just praying for your family,
Sure,
not just
that's right,
praying for
that's
your.
right.
You have a duty to pray
That's
for
right.
those in your community, out of your community, around the country. You know, I think a lot of stuff is happening within our country because the saints are out of sort and they're not in their place.
Amen.
You understand what I'm saying?
I sure do.
You know, people gave me the title of a prayer warrior. It's just my job.
Sure, your assignment.
It's just my assignment. Every man has an assignment on this earthly realm. And what happens is that when you don't do your assignment, then that leaves an open gate for the enemy to come on in. See, the enemy, he already has his artillery, he already has his plan and his plots. He already knows how he's going to come in. But if that warrior is there in their position, how can he come in? Because we're standing there. We're combating over our communities, our children's cancer, everything else. I used to be one of those preachers that I wanted to make sure I had the message that will blow socks off, and go into churches and lay people out and stuff like that. And I recognized that, you know, we are D'ing off of each other in the church.
Wow.
What soul has come in lately? Or does it take 3 and 4 months to bring a soul in? But yet we're conflicting and we're fighting each other on who should be preaching, who should be doing this and that, and it's out of sorts. And I'm not coming against any preacher or anything that's your format. But what I'm saying is we want to talk about what's going on in the world, but we don't want to come out of the 4 walls.
That's so true, and it is relevant that we kind of put that on blast because, as the scripture lets us know, that the harvest is plentiful, but the labors are few. And the fact that there is so much to do, there's no one that has to step on anybody else's toes.
Yeah.
It's not about any vainglory or anything like that. It's just so much to do. When you you know, certain basic things you learn as a child, in most cases, you know, if you see somebody hungry, you feed them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, what's you know, not to minimize it or marginalize it, but what's the big deal?
What's the big deal?
You know what I mean? It's just what we do. You know what I mean? What's what's the price of a meal? You know, somebody, here's $5, and that $5 might make the difference of that person, living or dying, basically.
I was in Dollar General yesterday. I think I said this.
I heard the testimony, but go ahead and repeat.
And there was a lady in front of me. I'm learning how to pay it forward. I remember, and I might get teary-eyed with this, because there was, there for a time there I didn't have no job. I'd just come on this radio and just pray.
I know.
And I wouldn't tell nobody what I didn't have. I wouldn't tell them how my bills was lacking or what was shut off and different things. I would just pray. And I believe that consistency is the way of life, that God will do what is needed. And I remember times when people would just say, sis, I heard you on the radio. Be blessed. Do you know that was the favor that they was pronouncing over me? Times when people would come in and say, here's something for you. So what I've learned to do is pay it forward. I don't know what that lady had. I don't know what she has to go home to. But I make sure that once a week I pay it forward to someone else.
Sure.
So that they can pay it forward to somebody else. Because we lost the value of being present for people. Because of the way that the world has shifted, we have shut down ourselves to it's just me, myself, and I. But there is somebody out there that can change what is going on. And if I can be a change agent, then I'm stepping up to the plate.
I agree. Let's shift gears a little bit. I want to go back to the events of the day, the march, and start us basically from the beginning. What was the motivation, first of all? Of course, it may be obvious to most of us, but for some out there, for instance, that might just kind of deem this just another march or just another rally, what was your thought? What provoked your thinking to do what you did? Because the young man had not succumbed to his injuries as of yet, but you had called this march. You had already did a prayer at the high school, I believe.
The very next day.
The very next day. And, so just kind of give us your thinking and then take us kind of right into the events of the day, if you will.
So my thinking when I heard about it, actually, Deke, I was supposed to be at the game. I'm a graduate of Pleasantville High School. And so to have history happen and me not be a part,
Sure.
it was crazy. But I had just had surgery the day before on my back, a little minor surgery. And so I was walking around, but it got cold. And I said to myself, you're going to go to this game. You have a little open incision and it's cold outside. Good wisdom would say, stay home and hear about this game. But regardless, if I wasn't present, I was present because Pleasantville is my community.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And so when I heard about the horrific acts and different things that was happening, I was in awe. You know, newspaper, the Philadelphia Inquirer asked me, well, same thing you asked me. I said, listen, this ain't Pleasantville. This is not what we do.
Wow.
I mean, everybody has their issues, but this is not Pleasantville.
Right.
I mean, we see it across the country, but then again, why do we think that it could not happen in our communities if we're not on our post, if we're not proactive? So anyway, I had surgery and different things like that, and I got the phone call. Instantly, my spirit leaped. You got to do something. I waited for somebody else to step up to the plate. And let me tell you, this is not my first movement. And it's not my movement. It's the community movement. But this is not the first movement that has happened from us. Because WHA is us.
Right.
And so this is not our first movement. This is like our seventh movement. And each time it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The only thing is that I'm going to be more consistent with it. But however, I heard about Micah being shot and 10 years old. First of all, it was 5. First they said it was 5. Then they said it was 7. Now the complete number is 10. Well, I looked over to my daughter. She's 10 years old. That could have been anybody.
My grandson's 10.
They friends. 10. That could have been anybody in anybody's story.
That's right.
But I looked at that. I said, God, this just cannot be. And because I am a warrior, I put on my war clothes on. And I knew instantly if we let that fester, that fear, that tragedy stay there and fester, then we're going to lose children. We're going to lose parents. We're going to lose that community, all those people that was there from Camden and from other places. All these people that came, hundreds of people came. We're going to lose all of them because I have some parents now that say, I don't even want to go outside the door.
Yeah, yeah.
Fear. And fear has a way to cripple us. But how you conquer fear is that you stand back in the face of the enemy and tell him, you tried it, but it didn't work. I'm going back to get my joy. I'm going, because that was a joyous occasion. So when stuff like that happens, recognize what he tried to take from you.
Sure.
And you go back and command it to come back into life. And so that's what happened. Then the next, I knew already because I was in prayer and the Lord said, I need you to grab the community. Those that want to come.
That's good.
Those that want to be a part. Those that are still sitting home crying every day saying, why that baby? Or why did this happen? Those that jumped the fence, flying from bullets and different things. Those that looked at it on the news. Those football players. Those young men. All of them. You got to go back. And those that are available to be healed or want to walk in the healing, speak to it. And so I got inboxes. First of all, they was upset with me that some was upset with me that I would do a prayer the day after. Why not? Prayer is the key.
Sure.
And so I made a post and I had said something like, let the strong bear the infirmities of the weak.
Sure.
And so for all of us that are strong, let us stand in the gap and let's go back to that place and let's pray. Right?
Yep.
I got lashed for that.
Wow.
But I had to tell them, if you don't want to come, that's fine.
Sure.
But all of us that can, let's do that. And that day, it was like 200 people out there. 200 people. Therapy dogs, all kinds of stuff that was out there. I mean, politicians, everybody came to be a part of that. And I just put a post out.
Sure.
So that's what happened and made this movement come into action. And I asked God, who did you want on this panel? Because I'm the type of evangelist, I'm not going after religion. I'm a humanity.
Right.
And I'm not saying that you Muslim and you going to hell, you this and you that. All I got to do is live the life before them. And with love and kindness have I drawn thee.
Well, don't lose your thought. One thing that's apparently clear, is particularly when you're talking about children, all of us can relate to a child. And when it comes to saving these children, it has no distinction, if you will. It has no color. There is no barrier in terms of distinction of children. You know what I mean? A child is a child. And when you see that a child is just trying to go play, as all children do all over the world, or go to a football game or a sporting event or a church event, whatever they go to, or a mosque event or whatever. What I'm saying is the children are always going to be the children.
Right.
Wherever you go. Us adults, we have different ideologies and we stand on our belief and stand on our integrity.
Yes.
But for a child, the innocence of a child, you understand what I'm saying? It has to be united. We come together. It has to be united from like I wouldn't tell if my child is out there, for instance, and somebody who I may not be philosophically aligned with is in a position to save my child's life.
Yes.
Then I'm going to thank God for that person, because that's who God had in place to facilitate that act of that realm of salvation, if you will. We're talking about their life.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Do they not administer mouth-to-mouth resuscitation because we're of a different You get the point.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is poignant because that's what needs to be done. We need to come together. We need to, from all cross spectrums of whatever, because we're talking about stemming the tide of gun violence, the tide of
Human trafficking.
human trafficking, which I want you to elaborate on that in a little while too. I know I'm just giving you everything, but and anytime you need to take a break, we can take a break because I told you walking in the door, I said, look, I know how you're going to be emotionally, and you know you're not just invested in this, you're emotionally invested in it, and you're and spiritually invested in it, meaning that you've labored before God in this, and we recognize that. So I don't want to minimize that. So if you have to take a break, take a break. And but with that said, you know, it is a time when everybody has to kind of be at one. If we're really going to make comprehensive change and we're going to do better, we have to hold everybody accountable. And everybody, even if you're not an activist from that point of view, still has to take a measure of responsibility. Something else that you might want to talk about too, we have a culture of no snitching. And all of that, you know what I mean?
Oh, I wish you was there to see those signs that I put up.
Yeah, no. I heard about it. But Minister Christian Ragland did a superb job of giving us the play-by-play for the people that couldn't be there. Lady Praise, she called in and she was telling us
Yeah,
the
I saw
events
her
are going
there.
in. Yeah, and you know, and because I asked Christian, I said if it wasn't asking too much, I wanted to know some of the participants, not just the ones that was on your platform, but some of the people in the stage, because I mean some of the people who was in the audience, because a lot of times we have like elected officials, if you will.
Oh, we had a lot of.
You know, and we want to know that they're following up.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the kind of stuff we need for them to follow up on. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted
No,
to throw
we
that out.
had a brother, Iman Muhammad. He came. Muti Muhammad. We had Assembly Councilman Mazzio,
Okay.
and we had another assemblyman there. We had Kaleem Shabazz. What else did we have? We had the superintendent of schools. So present.
Wow.
I'm so enthused with this man that they have. I'm so enthused. We had so many people out there. Pastor Francois hit it at the last minute.
He called in.
Did he?
Yeah.
And I'm just excited about everybody that showed up.
Sure.
Damon Tyner.
Okay.
Prosecutor, Chief Sean Riggins. He couldn't be there, but he called me and said, "Sis, I'm putting somebody else in place so that he can assist you and walk through this thing with you."
Sure.
Another chief of police. And so the Mayor Tweedle called me and said, you know, oh man, we plan a family vacation every year this same time, and they were already leaving out, and they could not go to this family vacation because everything was paid for.
But they
and
were
stuff.
there in spirit.
But they were there.
They were
but
letting you know
they showed
they
up
backed
at
up.
the prayer.
Okay.
Okay. So it wasn't like their presence wasn't a part of this
Whole 3 day thing,
whole
if you
three,
will.
yeah, whole day, you know, everything.
This was the culmination of
Yeah,
everything.
this was the culmination of everything. So we've had people to come together and to work with us and stuff like that. All I had to do was say a word. That's it. Just one word. And it took off like a wildfire.
I asked Lady Praise this, and I asked Christian as well. I'm really trying to understand and get a sense, which I kind of do, but I want to, because it's to the point of this continuing. What was the mood out there? And again, that might seem real evident, but a lot of times people don't understand the need, and it's based on the mood. What do you sense that the mood was?
It was very much healing.
Okay.
It was like, when we walked onto that field, we had the board president. She walked onto that field crying.
Wow.
You had people that stopped and then walked up crying and stopped and walked. You had it was crazy. But I said in the mic, I want you to cry. I want you to cry. Because crying is a sense of relief. And you have got to get this out in order to move forward. And so they were crying. You know, there were spurs that people just started crying. I broke down and cried. Somebody else broke down and cried. It was emotional, but it was healing. It was healing. It's steps to divine healing. We will never forget this incident, but we will be healed as we go. And they were healed as they went.
Did they meaning, you know, maybe some elected officials, educators, civic leaders, what was the consensus of what they would like to see going forward?
More movements,
Okay.
more actions, more togetherness. And I had already started talking to the Pleasantville High School principal last week. You know, I'm a very present mother with all of my children
Sure,
in their
sure,
situations.
sure.
There's not a basketball game that goes by that I'm not present, no matter how tired I am.
Shout out to your daughter Kayla,
Eh,
one of the most decorated women basketball players Pleasantville's ever had.
and she's going all the way to the WNBA.
Sure.
We decree it, but and then
And
you
I'm
know,
gonna be right there with my time envelope. Go ahead.
and so I'm very present with my children.
Sure.
I work in the school system. I see a lot of students that come in, they don't have their parents. A lot of activities, they don't have their parents. They don't have their parents. Their parents just send them. Do you know, Deke, and I'm going to talk about human trafficking right now, parents, they're not visible at the bus stop. They're not visible with calling into the school. How's my student doing? How is my child doing? They're not. You just take the report card and let the schools really raise your children for the time that they have them. Listen, ACIT was tired of me. There was not a week that didn't go by and say, is there anything I need to know, or how can I help Kayla get to the next level, or X, Y, and Z. When my baby first went there in 9th grade, I said, you're going to get tired of seeing me and hearing me. But I meant that. From that, they called me to start speaking to other parents, to get them involved. Some parents that wouldn't even take their children to the doctors. Miss Seitz, would you call this parent and see if they would let you, or can we get them to the doctors? I would have to do that. Some of these parents are on drugs, and children are raising their own selves. We have got to do better. In the human trafficking, if our heads are not on a swivel, if we're not being visible with our children, we're sending our children to the stores for us, and we're not there with them. I don't care what age they are. Kayla might get tired of me till she blue in the face, but it's okay. I'm going to be visible.
You said something too, and again, whenever I go this way, you know, I get looked at sometimes.
With the side eye.
With the side eye because I'm getting ready to tell a story from 1944.
Oh God.
and I wasn't born till 61. but you know, they look at you like you're ancient. But nevertheless, it was a time when, for whatever reason, because there was a lot of single parenting when I was
Community
coming up.
will raise
The
you.
community, everybody knew your name.
Yes.
I mean, the teachers. I mean, I could hear my teachers to this day in my ear. Do you need me to call Christine? That's all they had to say. And anybody that knew me and anybody that knew my mother would tell you quick. Call the cops. Call anybody you want to call, but please do not call my mother.
Right.
I mean,
Put me in jail, but don't call her.
My mother had an office voice because she always worked in the office, and then my mother had a gangster voice. You know what I mean? And every now and then she had to go straight gangster on me. She came to the schools and all of that. I'm only bringing that up because with that, my mother being a single parent, there were others in the community that took that same interest, if you will. Now, I know it's kind of a little different because people are afraid that if they get involved, you know, the student is going to do bodily harm to that person.
Yeah, that was brought out there today too.
And not only that, sometimes we have a culture too where if you go to the parent on your child's behalf,
They snapping off on
they
you.
snapping off on you, talking about what are you talking about? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And you know, this is why this platform that's going to be formed between, it's already starting its formation, but from in the middle of from Thanksgiving to Christmas, in between that time, we are going to do a parent platform. You know, I was once divorced and raising Kayla. I had to call on my dad and my uncles and all of them. Would you? My father would take her out on little mini dates, you know, so that a male presence would always be seen with her. You know, those type of things need to happen, but people are really scared because of all of the rapes, the molestations, and different like that. But if you got good people in your family, pull on them. You got good people in your community, pull on them. I got parents, I even got pastors calling me. Can you talk to my children?
Everybody can do something. I have so many godchildren. Everybody knows I have 8 grandchildren, but I also have so many godchildren that refer to me as Uncle Hawks, and I always took that so serious because with that was an undergird of the fact that these kids knew that they could depend on me.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot is missing this day and age, where there's a certain comfort level with adults that you see on a consistent basis, rather it be in your church or your community or family, because you can't call on everybody.
Can't call on everybody.
But I feel like if one of my god kids calls me and they need me, that I will be able to be there in some sort of capacity to kind of help them where they need. And that's the purpose of these titles we wear, rather it be coach. I remember some of the strongest influences in my life
Were the coaches.
were my Atlantic City Dolphins football coach, Mr. Al Pinkston. You know
Wait,
what I mean?
you was a Dolphins player?
I was a Dolphins player, man. I got a picture I'm gonna show you, man, of my whole team from 1974.
I'm cracking.
Yeah. That was me.
You got suave with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know Micah,
I know he was a Dolphin.
he was a Dolphin.
I know he was a Dolphin. Number 10.
Number 10.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if he was number
Was
10.
he number 10?
No, I know the young man's mother that was there today. He changed his jersey from number 2 to number 10.
Got you. Okay then.
Yeah.
Got you.
And he was supposed to be at the march today to talk,
Okay.
but he didn't come because he got an offer to go to Villanova.
Oh, okay.
So he texted me. He was like, Aunt Lanielle, and I said, you go forth.
Sure.
You go forth because the winds are changing for you.
Absolutely.
And you don't want to miss an opportunity.
Absolutely.
But what's for you is for you. So go after it. And so his mother came. She was going to have a speech, but she said, after I saw all of these people, she's like,
she got.
she said, you read it. And I said, honey, I got so many pieces of paper to read. I cannot read right now, but.
I actually felt for you, Evangelist, because you know me, when I might not talk to you for a month, but when you know me, when I call you, I want you to pick up the phone.
Deke, I was working.
No. You did when you could, and when you couldn't, you couldn't. And I already knew, and I actually felt for you. I mentioned it on the air. I said because I know so many people tugging away at you and everything, but I wanted to get you, and you did one better. You came into the station, but I'm glad. I'm glad to see the motivation of the people. Again, we're talking about a tragic incident that took place right in our neck of the woods, right in our community, that's known probably across the world now.
I forgot the man's name. He was at Mount Zion on, was it Friday or Thursday?
Yeah, I was there.
Thursday?
Yeah,
The older guy.
The professor, I can't think of his
he
name.
he's good.
He was inspired.
He was good. But you know
Yeah.
what he said to me? He said Pleasantville is on the map.
He said that too. He said that. I talked to him afterwards.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
talked to him afterwards. As a matter of fact, we want to bring him on at some point.
Yeah, he gave me his card and everything.
Because they introduced me to him and told me, about the station and
Yeah,
all of that.
yeah.
He just beamed with pride,
Yeah,
knowing
yeah.
that it's a black-owned station.
Yes.
And but again, to your point, I love the fact that you recognize spiritually the need to bring people together collectively, to not just talk, but to make pledges of declarations of going forward, of action, and we're thankful for that as well. Is there anything else that you want to kind of talk about in terms of the march, the rally? Then
I'm very proud of the men that stepped forward and led us into the field. A lot of the conversation on the platform was dealing with a lot of absent men, and they were apologizing
Wow.
to us as women
Yep.
for failing us, and us as the community for failing us, for stepping out and not being present. And I was very proud to have these men step up, carry these signs, and walk in and chant and go for, not just black men, all colors, all humanity. They was willing to walk and have something accomplished.
All right. It's good stuff. Again, unfortunately, a lot of movements are birthed out of tragedy, but if it can do something to make people want to do better, even that part, again, I have a super sensitivity to single parents, particularly single mothers, who raise their children, and oftentimes they have to be both mother and father, but you can't always be in two places at once. You can't you can't take your child somewhere, for instance, and then be there the whole time, because
Right.
you might have to go to work or this and that and the other.
And that's when you have somebody else step
And
in.
that's when you need somebody else to step in. And sometimes you have to, I heard this said too, sometimes you have to recognize if someone doesn't have that resource. Because some people are wrapped in pride too.
I was just going to say, we got to get out of pride. I had a lot of pride, D.
Yeah, I know. But that's
Oh, you ain't had to agree with that.
we've,
But
we've had sidebars about that, but go on. Go on.
But I'm looking at a post. Someone said God is busy in Pleasantville and Atlantic City. He said the little angel is working.
Confirmation. That's deep. That's deep. That's deep. What would you like to say? And we don't necessarily have to stop, because this is your world right now. I want you, again, you're giving us a bird's eye view into the motion of this whole thing. Again, you said it earlier. We've been the conduit to movements right here in the station. We've had platforms to an array of different causes right here in this station, but oftentimes you miss the opportunity to arrest the raw emotion associated with the cause, because time passes and then everybody just kind of goes about their business, if you will. What's just kind of like on your mind going forward in terms of what we should be doing, or and then particularly I'm going to say, because this is a gospel station, the church, if you will, and it's not just the church's responsibility, but because we play a part in the prayer aspect of it, if you will, for instance. So we play a part that may be that's actually deeper a lot of times. It goes beneath the surface and the superficial. For instance, we want to touch the heart of God, if you will. What can we do? What should we do?
Don't wait for a Laniel. Don't wait for other ones that will step up to the plate. Be visible, and you have it in you to make something happen. A lot of people feel inadequate and feel as though they don't have what it needs to make a difference. If you just pull one person to the side, you've made a difference. And so I don't have to have a title to do the work. Matter of fact, get rid of the title.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just do the work. We need some willing workers. We need some willing workers. And like I said, the churches are supposed to be, I heard, a hospital, but we are only putting salve on each other.
Wow.
And we're not healing from the inside out. We're healing from the outside in, which sets infection within the body. So if you're not in your place, then you've allowed the infection to flow. But when you get in your place, like I said, you don't have to be on the pulpit. You don't have to be. You can be that usher on that door. God bless you. Do you know today is your day? Kind words will change somebody's life. Go to the grocery, pay for somebody's stuff. I don't care if it was a piece of coffee. Go get that man that coffee. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to pay it forward. We're supposed to pay it forward. And so when people become more active in their communities and not just me, myself, and I, things will start changing. I'm talking about pastors. I'm talking about evangelists. What happened to our prayer days? What happened to the days when we had to tarry at the altar and we didn't get up from our knees until we got the Holy Ghost for real?
Amen.
Don't nobody talk about that kind of stuff. You know, I remember going home drunk in the spirit.
Remember it well.
My God, D. What happened to those days? What happened to those mothers that used to sit on the front row and pull you to the side and talk to you? Even if your mother and father didn't get you, they called you to the side. I see you. Let's pull this in. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely, 1,000,000%.
So we got to get back. I'm not saying go back to where that foundation is. God is going to give us a foundation that is just fit for this day and time. And we got to be ready.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I thank you so much because I know we can go on and on and
I
on.
know you can go on and on, D.
You can go on and on too, sister.
You just push me.
But I really, again, and you said it earlier, we have to get in where we fit in. Everybody is not cut out for whatever reason for the same thing, but everybody can do something. I brought up the point today, are you voting in your local elections?
Right.
Are you voting on your school board for your councilman? Are you taking that time to be a voice where you indeed have a voice, as opposed to trying to be a voice and you took the position of the voiceless and didn't vote?
Well, you know what? I just said to somebody, I said to a reporter, I want to stop these guns from coming into our communities. And so I was saying to myself yesterday, God, how can I get a voice in that area? How can I go to that White House? How can I go to that council meeting to say or to discriminate against guns and gun violence? How can I stop these kids from going to the corner store and saying one word and they'll be able to get a gun? It's that real.
I believe too. I believe too, and I just didn't want to lose this thought. The economics play a very big
They
part of
do.
it. When we were coming up, they had the CETA program, and
Home ec.
and
Carpentry class.
Well, no, them too within the school, but I'm talking about the paid summer jobs, because
I was a part of that.
I was, me too. I mean, and that was my pride and joy, being able to make my $50 or $60 check and sitting my mother and my sister home, sitting my mother and sister down and giving my mother a piece of money, and then saying, okay, let's go get a sub. You know what I mean? And I'm paying for it because I was a single parent. I was raised in a single parent home, so I was the man at 11. You know what I mean? I got my teeth knocked down my throat quite a few times, but that was a part of it. But I always understood the position of being a man, and it just kind of came naturally to me, and the protector role and all of that. That said, I think the economics have a lot the part to play, and I think we need to kind of talk about that more and more too. There's probably stuff going on that I'm not aware of, and maybe you're not aware of, but we need to definitely highlight that, because a lot of these kids are lured away because of the absence of some sort of finances in their pocket. I'm not talking about a lot of finances, but when you're walking around and you see kids with $200 sneakers, I guess do they still cost $200 or are they up to $300 now? But I don't know. But when you see kids with $200 sneakers and you got holes in your sneakers, and somebody's like, come with me, join this gang or whatever,
That's
what I mean?
inquisitive. That pulls them in. I remember growing up when my mother said, "Don't leave this house with having $1 in your pocket, having something in your pocket." And I used to be like, "Mom, I don't need." Oh well, yeah, I'm going to go to the corner store, so I need something, But if they don't have that, then the enticement of the streets that says I'll give it to you, but they don't know the charge that is attached to it, they fulfill it. And so this is why we have a lot of things going on with children as such. And so I want to encourage everyone that is out listening now to this radio broadcast. Please remember to vote. We're in the first round of the Stellas. I'm excited all
Amen.
over again.
Yes.
And so if you haven't vote. It's important. We are a Black-owned station, number one. And number two, you get gospel 24 hours a day, and that's not easy. So I want you to go ahead and vote. You can vote from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, and you can make an impact. Okay? Thank you.
All right, I want to make one last call over to Second Baptist if I can get through. We are part of the turkey giveaway.
Yes, we are.
Okay, I can't get that number. I'll try to go ahead and get them a little later. What I'll do is I want to get at least one more phone call. They are giving away turkeys over at Second Baptist today from 3 o'clock, so it should start. It should have already started, and I want to know how they are doing, if I can, one last time. But again, I'm so thankful for you to Evangelist Laniel for all the work that you're doing in the community, and again, as being a undergird of sorts in this community, because you're legendary for praying, if you will.
I know. It's crazy.
Again, you didn't just start praying.
Right.
And,
This has been over 20-something years.
yes. Mr. Clinscale.
Hey, Deacon Hawks, I'm right in the middle of it. I apologize.
No. I just want to know, should we still send people? I'm on the air.
No.
Okay,
Not
so.
send any more people.
Okay,
We're
then.
done.
All right, then.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
done.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Bye-bye. Okay, so we will not encourage you to go back over to Second Baptist because that ship has sailed.
It's gone.
It's gone, and which is a good thing. They told them first come, first serve, and I think they gave in excess of 300 turkeys.
Wow.
So if they're all gone,
That means 300 people
that means
came.
at least 300 people came. And I know they were lining up earlier, but I didn't want to be reckless and just say continue to go over there.
How many hams did they have?
I don't know, but I think
So if they had 300
yeah,
turkeys.
they had about. I know they had at least 500 pieces of meat.
Woo!
Yeah, easy.
So that's over 500 people.
Yeah. They had definitely 500 pieces of meat there, and we hope that if you needed one, that you received one. If we find out of any other places that are doing this act of kindness, we will definitely let you know as soon as we get the information. But we thank God that it's been a bittersweet day. But it's been a day of reflection, during the midst of a lot of raw emotion, if you will. I was glad to hear you say, and then I'm going to come to a conclusion. I was glad to hear you say, Evangelist, that people left with a sense of love relief
A
and
beginning to
and-
the start of relief.
right, because
And Micah's family was out there.
were they really?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They just did not want to be,
Sure.
looked at like that, and they're going through emotionally. He said, I just want to let you know I'm here.
I was going to ask you about how is it anyone, or can you speak to how that family is doing? I mean,
Well, the young
under the
lady,
circumstances.
she's a believer.
Yeah, I heard.
She's a believer, and if you look at her posts, she talks about that she does not understand why, but she trusts God for the process.
Wow.
That's big.
And this is the mom.
That's the mom.
Wow.
That's some big girl jeans.
Wow.
That's some
Wow.
big girl jeans.
Wow.
And so I know us as Christians, we have that drive, but when the reality hits and when things set in, we're going to need to pray for her ever the more. I was putting out a donation box, and I took the donation box back when we didn't get any monies. And I said, because we are going to have to see her maybe 2 months from now,
Right.
maybe 3 months from now, just show up at her door and say, you know what, we got something for you.
Right.
And so so that's what it's all about
Right.
after everything is done.
That's
Because
right.
everybody's running now. Everybody's being a part of it now,
Which
but-
is usually the case.
which is usually the case.
Sure.
But after everything is done,
Tears are shed. And,
tears are shed, and she's home alone.
Sure.
And she has to face
That's
that
right.
reality
That's right.
that she doesn't have that third body. She only has two now.
That's right.
And so we need to be present then. We need to be present and show up then with our donations, some more donations and stuff. It's a lot of stuff that's going on. And I'm telling you that if she was out of place through her son's death, things are being put in place.
Wow. Amen. Amen.
so-
I heard, and maybe you can speak to this. If not, we can try to get the information and get it to our listeners. There's a GoFundMe established.
There is a GoFundMe established. She started out with $10,000 and it's over $20-something thousand.
Okay, all right.
And that was in the faith of believing that her son was going to be here on earth with her,
Mm-hmm.
and that she knew that it was a recovery that was needed ahead.
Sure.
And so that is given. I know that the NAACP, I know a lot of people have given thousands and thousands of dollars.
Sure.
And so I know that Funeral Home in Philadelphia came forth and wanted to take care of everything for him. And I know that in Camden, they set up scholarships for Pleasantville and for Camden in the
Wow.
name of Micah, DJ Do. And so this is why I'm saying his life is always going to be speaking volumes.
Sure. Absolutely.
Deep, I'm halfway near 50. I'm close to 50 than 40. His life is speaking volumes at 10 years old.
Absolutely.
What have we done?
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to do stuff.
That's right.
Because when we leave here, we want to make it. I'm going to miss that individual and the work that they have done. You got to make it when you leave that they're going to feel the loss of you going on.
I know we often sing the song, "Let the works I've done
Speak for me."
And
That's an oldie.
it's well, something.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh my goodness. The older songs, they
do something for you.
They stir up. You know what I mean. If I can help somebody as I travel along, then my living
Then my living
will not be in vain.
will not be in vain.
But I'm gonna cut it here.
Praise God.
I'm gonna cut it here. Thank God for you, Evangelist Aniel. Thank you for being on the air with us. Thank you for spearheading this movement, if you will. And our hearts and our thoughts are going to continue to go out to the families affected, but particularly of the family of young Micah, DJ Do. I'm glad to know that his mom is a believer, and I guess you said it right.
It said his grandmother's Mother Tennant.
Okay.
I don't know.
I know the name,
Mother Tennant.
Mother Tennant. Again, to your point, like you said, 3 months from now, 4 months from now, she may have a range of emotions in the next several months, and we as believers want to hold her up and undertake for her in prayer and her family. And not only in prayer, but in resource as well. So if you have the means, whatever you have, give and be a blessing to the GoFundMe. Everybody, you might not be able to speak to
Or
the
you
family.
can go to the Pleasantville Police Department and
Okay.
drop off. If you have monies and different things like that, ask for Chief Sean Riggins.
Yep, that's my man. Yep.
And he will make sure that it gets to Angela Tennant.
Okay, then. All right. So valuable information. You can go to the Atlantic City, Pleasantville. I'm sorry, Police Department, and drop off your show of love by way of donation, or you can go to the GoFundMe page and give something. And particularly this time of year, we want to just be a blessing to the family. As you know, of course, they have an array of emotions. We just want to do what we can. All right. Thank you so much. This is Deacon Hawks. Again, do not go over to Second Baptist because they have given away all the turkeys and all of the hams. I've been instructed not to send anybody else over there. So the job was well done. So hats off again to this station, WEHA, of course, and also the principal sponsors of that event being the Kappa Alpha Psi and the Atlantic County Sheriff's Department, and all those that have participated to bring forth a little bit of joy by way of turkeys and hams to people that could really count it as a blessing. So wherever you are in life, just do what you can. Get in where you fit in. Evangelist Laniel, you want to take us out in prayer?
Father God, in the name of Jesus, first of all, we want to thank you for this day that you have bestowed upon us. And this day houses miracles, signs, and wonders. And we are applicable to receive each one that you have put in place for us. Father, I pray for this community. That you would shift us into greater works. I pray for those that are willing to work, and I pray that you would give them an avenue of how to release their workings into the lives of people that will command change to happen within our churches, our communities, in the school systems and the governmental system. Father, I ask that you would place your hands of protection amongst us. I ask that you would keep the hands of evil from us in the name of Jesus. Any plan, any plot, anything that the enemy is conjuring up, he will not work. It will not work. It cannot work, and it shall be defeated by the sword of God in the name of Jesus. I plead the blood of Jesus over this radio station. Lord, let monies come from the north, south, east, and west. Let your blessings fall because of the work that has to be done through this radio station. I decree and I declare over Deacon Hawk's life, Lady Praise House, that healing and deliverance will be their portion and that they shall walk in total healing. I speak now. I don't know why I have to speak, but I speak total healing over the Hawks family in the name of Jesus.
Lord.
I
Thank you,
decree and I declare, God, that you would place them on a bed of green, and that means life in
Thank
the
you,
name
Lord.
of Jesus, rejuvenation, restoration. I plead the blood of Jesus.
Thank you,
Any
Jesus.
plan that the enemy wants to see us cry, be broken, be busted, or disgusted, it will fall to its own plan in the name of Jesus. Father, suffocate the devil that is trying to come up against us. Strangle out his works in the name of Jesus. I decree and declare that the waters from heaven will fall fresh on us.
Thank you, Jesus.
Lord, touch the Tennant family.
Yes.
And we thank you that Micah's life is not in vain,
Thank you, Jesus.
and that it will resonate from years to come. Touch his twin brother and sister as they are emotionally. They don't have that brother that they used to pray for or play with. And God, give them a sense of ability to move forward and to know that there's an angel watching over them. I thank you for the mother having the will to go forward and knowing that you have all things in control. I give you praise and I give you glory. Once again, God, Mainland Hospital, touch that man. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen and amen.
Amen. This is Deacon Hawks, also known as El Presidente, sitting here with Evangelist Laniel, and we're going to sign off for today. It was a pleasure being with you, and just keep the station in prayer. And also keep it tuned in tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Where you'll hear the Gospel Duo, Duncan and Rachel, with Morning Glory with Duncan and Rachel, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then, of course, our Sunday lineup of broadcasts, including Union Baptist Temple, also Shiloh Cathedral Apostolic Temple. And we just thank God for all of those that participate. And then we have a new program that comes on at 10:30. What's it called? Kingdom Awareness, and they started a few weeks ago, and we thank God for the good people of Kingdom Awareness who come on every Sunday morning at 10:30, I believe it is. 10 o'clock? Is it 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock. Professor Jay is helping me out here because I don't have the paperwork in front of me. But Kingdom Awareness every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. And then, of course, during the week, we have some newer shows that have come on that have really been making their mark here at the station. Jimmy Whitehead, as a matter of fact, Jimmy Whitehead, not only is he the host of the Hour of Power Mondays at 5 o'clock, but he also sent in well wishes to you, Evangelist Lanyel.
Oh.
He's on his way to Puerto Rico, and his final destination being the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Oh, okay.
And he sent a text into us letting us know that he's with you in spirit, even
I
though he couldn't
appreciate
be there. So that was Jimmy Whitehead. Also, Dr. Regis, the CEO of Reliance Medical. He comes on every Monday morning at 7:30 with the Medical Moment, Medical Monday, every Monday morning at 7:30, and he has a wealth of information regarding health and wellness. So these are just a couple of shows that are brought to you here on WEHA. So keep it locked. We're going to get you back to the music that you love, and we thank God for you, and may heaven continue to smile upon you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
CCM 101 on Gospel 88.7 FM and 100.3 FM WEHA. WEHA is a Stellar Award candidate for Small Market Radio Station of the Year. Go to wehavegospel.com/vote to vote for this station. You can also cast your vote from the WEHA official Facebook page or the official We Have Gospel app.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. A lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
That's just one adoption story that started at a shelter. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's
Hey,
Fund,
it's
the
me,
Humane Society
Professor
of the
J,
United
from
States,
CCM
and the Ad
101
Council.
on Gospel 88.7 FM and 100.3 FM